Khabib's team surrounded my family over when we were checking in. And they surrounded us, and I didn't know. My wife's like, hey, look. And I fucking went around, and hair stood up on the back of my neck like, fuck, I'll take all 5 of you motherfuckers.
Wow.
And so they ended up leaving.
Tony just once again proved the city is real and it's dangerous. So yesterday, Tony Ferguson did JAXXON podcast with Rampage Jackson, and he went full delusional mode. Just terrible, terrible stuff. They asked about Khabib, about David Goggins training. Just to warm up, look at this clip.
He straight up tells me, he's like, your mindset is stronger than these Navy SEALs. He's like these Green Berets and everything. He's like, these guys.
So, Tony Ferguson at age 40, and his mindset is still stronger than Navy SEALs. After losing 6 fights in a row. You judge it. I'm not gonna say anything. Then he talked about how he met Rose Namajunas and her husband. And Rose called him before Weili Yang fight first. He gave advice, and because of that, Rose got that KO. So, but main point was when he was talking about Khabib. He mentioned not even Khabib, but Conor is a bitch. Okay, I'm not a big fan of Khabib or Conor, but Conor being scared of anybody, come on. He took every fucking fight. And Tony said that Conor moved his camp because of him, because he was scared of 40 years old Tony Ferguson.
Menace. Tony, I want to know about the Khabib thing, though, before we move on from that. You wanted to fight him. That fight got rescheduled quite a few times. And I want to kind of put an end to that fairy tale of what people thought would happen.
That
what
will
didn't happen.
never end. The fairy tale will never end. Tiramisu Tuesdays are always going to be there. McNugget Mondays, because these little bitches are my bitches. You know what I mean? Like, I was born here in the United States. Every single time, every sport, football, baseball, wrestling, I always heard the Star Spangled Banner, the anthem. That stuck with me for a long fucking time because I didn't know any different. It was just like, okay, it was always before sports. And with Khabib, it was kind of like, I have to represent my stuff. This is as close to the Olympics I can get to because I always want to wrestle in the Olympics. This is as close as it can get. And like I said, it'll never end. And the funny thing about the baseball, I gave Zhang a baseball. And I would always carry a ball or something with me because it was just like my shit. It was like my fidget thing. And somebody's like, well, why do you carry the baseball? And that was the last time I saw him. I was like, in case he runs.
Wow.
I was like, yeah,
wow.
Go ahead, bro.
So he ran from those fights. You never backed out.
So
he backed out of all those?
He backed out the day before one of the fights. And
Tony never backed out, he said. So only Khabib declined fights. He forgot about his injury.
I was ready.
Out of all those?
He backed out the day before one of the fights. And I'll tell you this quick story that I was ready.
So this story is crazy. So he's gonna tell us how Khabib's friend watched him boxing and called Khabib and said, Tony is ready. Don't fight him. His boxing is next level. Let's watch the clip.
Like I remember when I was training in my garage. I remember I said I started at a park and I went to a garage. I built it in my garage like the Ultimate Fighter. A little bit of turf floor, wooden floor. I took, the sliding mirrors. I took off all that stuff and glued them on the wall. I had it just my shit. And even built my ring. And I remember I trained so hard in that garage and we were ready. I was ripped as fuck and I had my open workout. And I'm fucking just moving. And I was full of fucking confidence going into this shit. And here comes Thursday night where we're making weight for Friday. And my buddy Ant Gonzalez from American Gym, we've been working for a long time and we can move and he helps make me move. He knows how to, not a lot of people know how to hold pads for me. It's different, I do a lot of switch dances and he can do it. And we were sparring. And I'm coming close. Remember how I came that close to the face? I have that stopping power. And I was piecing them up in that part of my sweat. And I was getting in there and I was fucking focused because Khabib's team surrounded my family over when we were checking in. And they surrounded us and I didn't know. My wife's like, hey, look. And I fucking went around and hair stood up on the back of my neck like, fuck, I'll take all 5 of you motherfuckers.
Wow. And
so they ended up leaving and we ended up going.
He was ready to take out 5 Dagestani fighters, probably. Khabib's friends. I don't know, just, is it character or is it real Tony? Let's just watch it.
Part of, we were at another spot, but it was with my team. And his team, they tried to surround us. But all my fucking, my team, they knew how to scrap. So I wasn't, but they didn't let me know. They were kind of like, no, you keep cool, Tony. They kept me in the middle and I was looking too. And that pissed me off. So when we were on the face-off, you can hear me talking to him. And that's when he fucking knew. And I was like, I was basically like, I was like, you're my bitch. He's like, take your glasses off. I was like, you take your glasses. I was just kept fucking with him. I was pissed.
Wow.
And Dana that's when I went, woo. But I called him out on it. I was like, like sucking air. I was like, you look terrible. I was like, you look like shit. And I just kept fucking just going after him and beating him.
You look like shit. Take off your glasses. When Khabib did not have any glasses, it's gonna fuck up his brain, right? When Khabib had Conor as an opponent, and we know Conor is good at talking shit and making opponents mad and going inside their head, Khabib just stood there. Again, I'm not a fan of Khabib, but Tony's gotta stop it, okay?
Mentally, just fucking beating him mentally. And in wrestling, you always, in freestyle, you would always have to sit next to your opponent. You'd have your bout sheet. And sometimes people would be your best friend. They would hate on you. They wouldn't say shit. But you would always have to worry about the quiet motherfuckers because you knew what the fuck was going on. They're getting ready up here. And I knew he was trying to, but I kept breaking this bitch. And that night when we were practicing, I hit the speed bag and stuff. And we went to this other boxing spot. And I met the Russian champ boxer. Big fucking dude. Got introduced to him. And everybody was super chill. But the only person that wasn't smiling there was this other fucking trainer. And he was watching. And as I'm hitting the speed bag and my coach, my trainer's coach, Rashad Holloway.
I thought you were going to say Rashad Evans.
Hard to hit Holloway. And he was my boxing trainer. And I was really good with my shit. And I was zoned in. And I'm cutting weight and so on and so forth. And the only person in that room that wasn't smiling was this trainer. And I didn't know him. I shook his hand. He was just like. And come to find out that next day, after all that, I had a good one. I went to bed. I made weight that morning and so on and so forth. And I hear that Khabib went to the hospital, supposedly. Not the UFC's hospital or anything like that. And his manager is supposed to be the best one, Ali Abdelaziz, and know everything and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Well, what ended up happening was a couple of fights later, I don't remember which fight, I ended up seeing that same fucking trainer in the corner with Javi Mendez at AKA. This bitch made a phone call to Khabib and says, dude, this kid is fucking sharp right now.
Yeah, I believe him. Because, you know,
Wow.
This kid is fucking sharp. Khabib, run. And Rampage Jackson is just fucking with him. It's kind of sad, actually. And I don't know what's better, to really believe in your stories or just come up with these excuses, but that's sad.
Khabib was undefeated, right? And he was trying to build like a legacy. He don't want to risk that.
No.
So you got a point there,
think
man.
that trainer made a call to Ali or Khabib that night?
They
And,
called
hey,
him.
Khabib, this
In
guy's looking
opinion,
ready.
in my opinion, because even when I was checking into this certain hotel, Khabib was sitting in this couch and he fucking looked over and he took a picture. I mean, you could see somebody took a picture of Khabib when he was on his phone and looked like this. They were fucking scared. They were super scared because it just kept escalating and escalating. And when they surrounded, they tried to fucking scare me and it didn't. It pissed me the fuck off because I had been to Michigan being the only little fucking Mexican that was good at sports. And I had to beat him on the fucking field. And I was like, you know what, you son of a bitch. I was like, it's only going to be me and you in that fucking cage and nobody's going to save you.
Wow. What did he say
Khabib
back to
run
you?
away.
Nothing?
Fucking couldn't say shit because I wore sunglasses and we'll go back to the sunglasses with the mirror. And the only thing he could see was his little bitch ass being afraid.
I was wondering why
At this point, he thinks he's in a movie or some, I don't know.
he wore the sunglasses. Now it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yo, Vinny, pull up the video of Khabib and Tony going at it on
You
stage.
guys got me all fucking going.
Yeah, no, hey,
Fuck you,
hey,
Khabib.
how would that fight have gone if you fought him that night? What do you think you would have done to him?
So I had a couple different things. I was gonna take. They call it ippon. When you drop a guy from his feet to his back. Me, I was gonna take him to that and beat him in his own game, and then beat the fuck out of him, and then make him quit. That's how I used to make all my people do. Is I would make them.
He was going to take down Khabib and beat him his own game. Tony got choked out by Nate Diaz, 40 years old Nate Diaz.
Low key, he looks scared right up there, though.
Yeah, why is he?
Rampage, come on.
When he was in New York with this cousin, he would making fun of homeless people. They would give him money and fucking make him do push-ups. And then he would fucking like, kind of not strippers, but they would throw fucking money on it. And
Is this
I'm
real?
telling you, it just escalated so fucking
haven't heard of
much.
anybody.
Where I was like, but they would throw fucking money on it. I'm telling you, it just escalated so fucking much. Where I
don't
was like,
believe
I have to
anything
make an
Tony
example
said.
of this bitch.
He looks scared up there. I ain't gonna lie. When you were talking shit to him, you can see it in his face.
Absolutely. And he knew already. I mean, shit happens when it came to like when we wouldn't fight. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real, like, you know, this dude, he's a Mohammed Juha. Like, he makes all the cartoons and shit like
Yeah.
that. But they said if we were ever fought, I'm not saying it was a Muslim Christian war, but dog, I was gonna fuck this dude up. Like, I'm gonna be real with it. And I had his fucking number. And if you can fast forward it to when we did the face off,
Yeah.
I put my belt on the ground, right?
No, this is crazy. Tony says he was measuring Khabib.
And he kicked it.
Wow.
But it wasn't the purpose of that. Watch, fast forward to it like right here. Now watch. back up a little bit, and you see me put
You
the belt
push it
on the-
down out the way.
Yeah, Dana knows I don't fuck around. I'm not saying Dana's scared of me, but it's a little different with me and him. It's cool. So see how I did that?
Yeah.
So I'm measuring. Because he steps up. You see how I'm measuring my feet? In a wrestling match, you have the block, the square, green and red. But I put that down there. You see how I went low?
Yeah. You know, yeah.
No, he doesn't fucking know, but I was
you
getting
know
ready.
that.
I'm measuring him with my belt. And every single time I put my belt down right here, look at, that's how close I was to ankle pick.
Wow.
So I'm fucking making sure that dude, I'm telling you, like 00 shades. It's
What the fuck are you measuring, Tony? What? Who told you that? Like, you look like somebody's uncle, dude. Come on.
completely different with this shit. And
So
when
you
people
were
don't-
sizing up the distance control right here. I
nobody
love that.
nobody understands what the fuck
Wow.
I do, and you know what? I'll share that with you
wow.
guys very intellectually. But
What's he yelling at you right here?
Take off your shade, take off your glasses. Told him, I was like, take off your glasses. He didn't have any, so I'm like mentally fucking with this dude, just fucking being like that guy.
Oh my! Hey, the
time.
bell kick don't fly.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be real with it. But he pissed off. He's never got pissed in any fight.
And look at this magic trick. Just come on, amazing.
The dude, I was out here and I went to go
Jeez. So we love Tony, okay? He's a legend, but he needs to retire. I said many times, Tony, it's time. Even Rampage just recommended him to be like grateful and wake up every morning, say that you have good life and shit. So this character makes him popular, but it's dangerous for his health and for everybody. So I guess he wants to come back and fight again, get his title. So let me know, guys, what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. So leave a comment, likes, whatever, share. I don't give a shit. Peace.